Holy crap, it's cold out. What the hell else is new? So anyway, it's Friday, so let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, your credit score. So, I'm trying to make this short and sweet because, growing up, people are not taught too much, financial education, whether, it be in school, high school, college, from their parents. But when they are taught, the first thing that always comes up is you have to build your credit, meaning talking about your credit score. It's good to have a good credit score so you can own a home, get a car, this and that, the other thing. But did anyone ever just sit back and think about that? Like, number one, what is a credit score? A credit score is basically something that tells you you're good at borrowing money and paying it back. But what if you don't want to borrow money? That means you don't have a credit score, and that means you suck, right? So if your credit score is 0 or, low, because minimal to no activity, that means you suck. People judge people based on a credit score. I mean, we know banks do, right? You want to borrow money, the first thing that they look at is credit score. So, in order to have a good credit score, you have to borrow money. So, back to my point, growing up, the lack of financial education is ridiculous, number one. And number two, the first thing that comes out of people's mouths when they talk about, when they teach you about money is the stupid credit score. So, you're automatically thinking, oh my God, I have to get a credit card. I have to borrow money from the bank to build my credit score. Then I have to continue to borrow money to build my credit score. Oh wait, why do I care about my credit score? To borrow money. So basically, you want to build your credit score by borrowing money to borrow more money. And I mean, there's a lot of expenses and there's a lot of reasons you need to borrow money. And there's things that you just cannot pay for with cash. That's understood. College and a house, right? Okay, college, typically the parents are the co-signers and they need to be the co-signers or else you're not getting the loan. So let's just take out college for now. Car, you can pay cash, all right? When you're old enough to drive, number one, you should be working before you drive to save up enough money to buy a car. If you cannot afford a car, then you don't, obviously you work until you can. You buy a piece of shit if that's all you can afford. As far as a home, a mortgage, there's ways around the credit score, to get a loan, such as providing, proof of payment history on rent, proof of payment history on utilities, things like that. There's, the FHA allows it, which I guess you have to provide them proof of non-delinquency within the last 30 days or so. And there's also, smaller banks, smaller type companies that lend money that you can, I'm not sure what the rates would look like, but my point is that you can go through life with no credit. You can go through your entire life never borrowing a penny, but that is frowned upon in the common thinking in the public. Credit scores like going to school. It's like it's like one of those things. It's important. If you don't have a good credit score, you're a loser, right? That's basically the perception. So I wanted to kind of make a short little quick rant about credit scores in general and how people think about it. Honestly, I think the way people are taught about credit scores, I think that's half of the reason the majority of people are in debt, because they think they have to borrow money. And they're so damn young, they don't know how to borrow money. They don't know how to pay back money. They think they can handle this, a credit card of this limit. Why, if they're borrowing money, typically it's money that they don't have. So if you don't have the money, don't spend the money. I don't know. That's my thought. Screw the damn credit score and, pay what you can in cash. So I'm done ranting for the day. Thanks for tuning in. Broke Investor is going to work. Not using my credit card.